If you're a manager, you're making choices all day, every day. But what is the real cost of any of those decisions? I'll give you a hint. It's almost never what you see on the invoice. Today, we're going to dig into opportunity costs. This is the hidden factor that really separates the good decisions from the truly great ones. Okay, let's just jump right in with a scenario. I want you to put yourself in this seat. Imagine this lands on your desk. You've had an amazing quarter and boom, there's a surprise surplus of 100 million rupiah. Now that's a great problem to have, right? But it's still a problem. Everyone's looking at you to make the absolute most of this windfall. So, what do? So, you've whittled it down to two really solid contenders. On one hand, option A, renovate that old, tired swimming pool. It's a tangible upgrade. You can already picture the glowing 5-star reviews online. This is all about beefing up your core product, making your current guests happier. Then you've got option B, launch a really aggressive digital marketing campaign. This is about casting a wider net, grabbing new customers, and really driving that top-line revenue. Now, both are totally valid, both cost the exact same, and here's the kicker, you can only pick one. Okay, now here is exactly where most managers get tripped up. They look at the invoice. They see 100 million rupiah for the pool contractor or 100 million rupiah for the marketing agency, and they think, okay, that's the cost. But it's not. The most important cost, the one that truly matters, isn't written down anywhere. It's completely invisible. So here's our game plan for today. We're going to stick with our 100 million rupiah question for a bit. Then we'll break down what this real cost actually is. After that, we'll apply it directly to our pool problem, see how this idea shows up in all sorts of everyday decisions, and finally, we'll wrap up with how you can start to think just like an economist. So what is the real cost? To really get to the bottom of that, we have to introduce a huge foundational concept from economics, and that is opportunity cost. This is the tool that takes a decision from being just a gut feeling to being a sharp, strategic calculation. Okay, here's the textbook definition. And trust me, every single word here matters. It's the value of the next best alternative you give up. It's not just any alternative, it's the most valuable thing you could have done instead. This is what economists mean when they say the true cost. It forces you to stop asking just, what am I getting, and start asking the much more important question, what am I giving up to get it? All right, let's take this idea out for a spin. It's time to put this theory into practice. We're heading right back to our big dilemma, the pool versus the marketing campaign. So let's say you decide to go with the digital marketing campaign. Your finance department is going to record a very clear, very explicit expense of 100 million rupiah. That's the accounting cost. It's simple, it's easy to track, and it's what shows up on your profit and loss statement. Clean and simple.
But here's where we reframe the entire decision. That money you spent, that's just the price of admission. The real price you pay for that marketing campaign is the entire collection of benefits a beautifully renovated pool would have brought to your business.
So what exactly is that lost value? Well, this isn't some vague, fuzzy concept. We're talking about concrete business outcomes that you've just sacrificed. It's the family that chose your competitor down the road because their pool looked way better in the online photos. It's the negative review from a guest complaining about the chips tiles. It's all the extra money from poolside food and drink sales that you didn't make. That lost revenue and that damaged reputation, that is the opportunity cost. And this way of thinking isn't just for those massive, big budget decisions. It applies to all the little trade-offs that managers make every single day in their operations. Because remember, every choice to do one thing is also a choice not to do something else. And this table, it just illustrates two classic dilemmas perfectly. Take a look at the first one. You decide to pour a ton of money into advertising. The accounting cost is obvious, but what's the opportunity cost? Well, it's the drop in service quality because that same money could have been used to hire another front desk agent to cut down those painful check-in times. Or the second one, you build more rooms to boost capacity. The opportunity cost? Well, it's the funds that could have modernized your lobby or upgraded the slow Wi-Fi in the existing rooms. In both situations, you're making a choice that has a very real but totally invisible consequence. Once you really embrace this concept, it fundamentally changes how you think. You stop being just a manager of budgets, and you start becoming a strategic allocator of capital. You actually begin to think like an economist. This slide right here lays out the two different scorecards for a business. Over on the left, you've got accounting profit. It's simple, revenue minus your explicit costs. This is what most people focus on. But on the right, that's the real measure of success,
economic profit. And notice that crucial little addition, you also subtract opportunity costs. This is so profound. It means you could have a project that looks profitable on paper but is actually destroying value because your resources could have been generating an even bigger return somewhere else. So, this is the playbook. A truly rational manager makes economic profit their North Star. They don't just get a feeling about the opportunity cost, they actually try to calculate it, to put a number on it. This discipline stops them from chasing pet projects or making emotional decisions. It ensures that every single finite resource, every dollar, every hour of an employee's time is directed toward the one activity that generates the absolute highest return for the business.
So we're going to end with this question for you to take back to your own work. The next time you have to make a choice, big or small, don't just look at what it's going to cost you in money. Force yourself to ask, what is the next best thing I could do with these resources? And what is the value I am giving up by not doing it? Because identifying that hidden cost, that's the key to unlocking true value.